First of all, welcome in everybody. I know we had a short-cut episode where we couldn't get the rest of the footage, so this is now the Lost Files recap slash reunion. I am your host, Kevin, and these are my lovely cast members, the top six minus one. But we have Gabby, Sivo, Athena, Lee, and Matt. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. And we're just missing our one murderer left, Ymir, but hopefully makes an entrance at some point. So we were playing the picture riddle game, and as we were seeing, Ymir was picking up speed, but Ymir was the one that ended up winning that challenge. And do we all remember who he interrogated?
Wasn't it Gabby?
Yeah,
It was
I remember
Gabby.
he interrogated Gabby.
It was me.
Yeah.
After he asked Sivo if he could trust me, and then Sivo told him yes. After all of that, he still was interrogating me because he had his questions, and we agreed that we're gonna be peaceful between each other and not bring the past into this game. And as always, Amir's a little backstabbing asshole.
Was anybody getting red flags from Ymir's decision to interrogate Gabby?
Me.
I do
And let's
remember
not
he
forget-
pulled a few of us aside, like in the by the staircase. I forget who else was there. Was it where you were there, Athena?
Yeah, I think I was. I feel like I do remember that vaguely. I do remember that.
Yeah, I feel
I-
like we had like 2 minutes right before, and he
Yeah.
like scrambled, was like trying to pull like 3 or 4 votes together. It was like, let's just all
Yes.
put on Gabby, and I was like, I'm not really suspicious of Gabby, but it's not me, I guess. So sure, but I didn't plan on really
Exactly.
sticking to it.
Right before we started, Lee pulled me into the kitchen quickly, and he's like, "Amir's trying to get Gabby out."
Yeah. And that's
So
why I
we
gave
give
my
you the
shield
heads up.
to Sivo, because I was like, if I'm going to be targeted, I might as well give my shield to someone else. And
The
the
shields are
reality
gone by
is,
this point.
like, we got to remember, who else didn't leave that sofa? He was the only other person they was floating around that didn't leave that sofa when that trader on trader was going on. And Koa was
But
like, oh, pay
Koa didn't
attention
mention
to
that
how
part. Koa didn't mention that Amir didn't leave it, even though me and you both vocally said it to him. That's what I told Lance when you see Lance had the hat over his mouth when we were talking about that.
All
So,
right.
like,
It inevitably turns out that Ymir decides he's going to be finishing off Gabby. Now,
exactly.
Lee, let's hear from you. What was your mind when he made that decision before she was revealed what she was? What was going through your head?
So I'm just like gonna be real. Like at that point, I had no idea that Amir was a murderer. Like I considered him a really close ally.
And
So
I
he
did
was
too.
he was like making good points to me. Like he's like, look at Gabby, she's like cleaning up. Like look at her. Like she's doing
That's
a
because y'all some
task.
messy
Like
motherfuckers.
yeah. So like I felt like he like at that moment like I felt trust with him. So yeah, I don't know. Like I was just like riding with him, and Gabby got voted out unfortunately, and she wasn't a murderer, and I think that's kind of what clicked in my head that someone else was.
Yes, and Gabby, that inevitably got you super, super upset. You even revealed yourself before you were supposed to. So obviously you got your emotions.
Yeah, because, me and Amir have a love-hate relationship. And we made a pact that we're going to let bygones be bygones. And that, obviously at one point, either he's a traitor or I'm a traitor. We're going to have to attack each other at the end of the day because that's the point of the game. But it was going to be at the final 5. So he kind of broke that promise. Like every other promises he's broken throughout every other game I played with him. But, he was like, you hold fat your grudge. So, I wanted to, I was like, okay, let's start this from fresh. And to take as apologies. So yeah, so never again.
I was going to
forgave
ask,
him.
did you
Never
have
again.
a lot of history with, like, what games have you played with him? Like, what's the tea there?
So
Collision.
collision. That's really collision. That's it. And then he
Okay.
did a video, and he was like, "Oh, like she should be thankful," and all this other stuff. But he
And
voted
just
me
accept
out,
his apology.
and that was his apology. So I was like, "Okay, I see how you play now."
We lose another faithful, another guest in our game. And Gabby, unfortunately, that does mean it is the end for you. You
Hi
are
guys.
in this chat, though, if you'd like, just to give your own little commentary on the side. Of course, we're going to be focusing on our final five now in the next part of the game, which ends up being a banishment. But Amir can't speak on this right now. But with his last win, he was actually given a advantage, the final advantage in the game, which was the copycat twist. So with that, he had the opportunity to look at anybody's notebook. He could just open it up and take whatever knowledge that he wanted. Now, him being a murderer, he could have chose anybody, and he decides to choose Matt. So, Matt, how did that make you feel?
Well, it's funny because in the moment I was completely unsurprised because during the Jenga game I had finally gotten a safety for the first time and I got to sit and watch. And you know, I don't know how easy it is to tell from the episode, but that Jenga game went on for a long time. These people are, oh my god, y'all are so much better at Jenga than me. I so would have lost in the first 5 seconds, like if I hadn't won that shit. So I was just so happy to sit back, and I was writing in my notebook because I love charts. I'm very ADHD and I love making little charts and tables of things. And I wanted to make a voting table when I got home. And I have a terrible memory, so I was trying to write down all the little notes of who got eliminated when and what games we played. And so when I finally had a moment to breathe, that was what I was doing the entire time the Jenga game was going on. So I had basically the only person that was publicly seen writing in a notebook. So it only made sense that he chose me. The only thing that caught me off guard was when he came back and accused me of being a murderer based on what was written in the notebook. Because once he took my notebook, I felt relieved. I was like, okay, good. He's going to read this and come back and say, yeah, he was basically what he says. He's just like writing like random shit in here. Like he's clearly not a murderer if this was the case. So when he came back, I just remember feeling so thrown off guard and was genuinely perplexed because I had certain suspicions of Amir being a murderer, but and Athena, you can speak to this. Athena and Foster and I had sort of had this plan right before Final Seven that we were gonna vote together, and we were sort of going back between either Lee or Sivo, and then we were just gonna see, depending on how the game went, whichever one we voted out. If we were wrong, then we'd go for the other one, and then Amir after that. So we sort of had this plan in place, and I think Athena, we were leaning towards voting Lee out first. I can't remember. Yeah. Well, it was because it was also because of Sivo getting targeted during that game. So we were like, okay, it's more likely Lee than Sivo based on that. And so it just never clicked in my mind in the moment. That's like, oh, Amir could be framing me. It just didn't occur to me in the moment. So my thought was genuinely, is this person like stupid? And like and I was like, this person's like genuinely like illiterate and trying to like make something that's not there. And it just never clicked that this person knows what this means, but they're looking for a reason for somebody to get voted out.
Athena, did you have something to say about this?
No, all I do remember that I do remember having that talk with Foster and I don't remember anymore. Foster and Matt, because I do remember that it was upstairs in the kitchen, and I remember that talk, and I remember let's do like Lee. Because I remember I trust Steve 100%. Like Steve was probably like my number one that entire time. And again, I remember me. Like I said, even when I said in the last episode, I never fully trusted Lee after the whole ICU thing because like fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, and I was not gonna be fooled twice because I'm not that dumb to be fooled twice. So I never fully trusted Lee, and in my head it's like he could be a murderer because he lied once, he could easily be a murderer, and so like if I had to choose between Steve and Lee, I would have chose Lee 100%. But then it never came down to that.
Had Athena ever said my name, she would have never heard the end of it till this day, and she knows that.
True, that is so true.
Yeah, so that copycat twist actually landed into somebody else's hands that I would have never thought, because I personally would love for a guest to have gotten that and, made their own pick afterwards. But Amir, I think, twisted that twist into something that was kind of masterful, because in that banishment, he didn't make sense to me, but he used what he found in Matt's notebook and made it into something that looked suspicious. And it ultimately worked because raise your hand if you voted for Matt on the banishment.
True.
Wait, did I vote? I think I voted
Yeah,
for
it
I
was
didn't
Matt. I
want to.
wasn't
unanimous.
gonna
I
vote
really
for.
didn't want to.
Oh yeah, because I wasn't gonna vote for Athena, and we already spoke that we couldn't vote out Ymir. So you are our last one because we said Athena would be if we had to do a game quickly. Athena would be someone easier to beat in a game over you.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
me and Lee had that conversation.
Over
Like if it was
me?
like something, if it was a physical game, we saw you do your ballerina tumbles and everything in the yard, being the straight man, jumping on tables and
Me face
everything.
planting twice.
Yeah, so
Y'all said
That's
that is a
hilarious.
threat right there.
so so we figured you would be harder for us to beat in the long run, and Athena would have been easier. But we knew Athena would always vote with us, and so the only other option left was you in that sense because we couldn't vote out Amir.
I was always wondering about that because I was perplexed at the time by what I didn't realize at the time was Amir framing me, but that was even more perplexed that what he was saying was working.
We didn't believe him. I think it was just more so like anybody but me. So like
Right.
you having like that dirt around your name, it was just like, okay, it has to be Matt. Like we can't do anybody else but Matt. Like so in hindsight, him throwing dirt on your name, like by using that power, it kind of like unfortunately got you targeted.
Well, you guys heard it. It ended up being Matt who got banished. And Matt, what do you remember about your final words?
There's a lot to unpack about what I felt in that moment because one, it was the only time in the entire game, full of a game with a lot of very strong personalities that I actually like got angry because I remember seeing Lee write my name down on his paper. And I remember getting so like irrationally upset about that because I was like trying to make my pitch, and I remember seeing that and being like, the time for talk was also very fast, so it
Yeah.
was that coupled with just like the blind side of being targeted at all because I had only been interrogated one time before that, and considering how insulated I thought I was socially at the time, I was trying to put a pitch together. And because no other name was thrown out in that entire conversation, it just felt like impossible to even shift it to anybody else. So I remember being like so flustered, and I was like fighting with Ymir, and then I remember snapping at you, Lee, which I'm so sorry, and this is so
Yeah.
not tea at all, like because you're so awesome. I remember being like so frustrated by that, and then when the vote was unanimous, I was like, okay, maybe I did not play as good of a social game as I thought I did, because had I realized what was going on, I could have made it very public that I was going to vote for Ymir instead of saying very publicly that I was going to vote for Lee, and maybe Athena would have voted with me against Ymir, or maybe Siva would have voted with me against Ymir, but clearly I was wrong about that. It was a crazy one for sure.
Yes, and unfortunately, that does mean that was your final bits, Matt. You played such an amazing game as well. And I can't believe I got you this far.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, it was so much fun. For my first LRG, I was very shocked and proud to make it to Final Five, and what a great group to make it to the end with. So
You played a
guys are
great
all awesome.
game.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I would love to play with all you guys again. It was fun.
Oh my gosh. What a freaking crazy day this has been. I'm so unbelievably proud of myself, and I don't say that very frequently, but I made it so far. And I really, truly feel like I could have won this game. I was one card away from winning that challenge that Ymir won, and I could have looked through somebody else's book, and I could have framed somebody, and it didn't freaking hit me until I got banished, walked out of the room, that I realized Ymir has to be a murderer, because there's no other reason for him to frame me, and he did it so beautifully.
So, on to the final four. We have Lee, Sivo, Athena and Ymir, who is not here. But the next game is Uno. From what I gathered, from what I remember, it was a pretty close showdown, but it ended
I
up.
was so close.
Not me. Everyone kept giving me draw twos and draw fours, and I had nothing. He
I have
swapped with
one card
Athena.
left.
Athena had, I think, just used the wild card, put it down for the color she wanted. Ymir went, swapped cards with her, and then he
Exactly.
won.
Exactly. I was so mad.
Okay,
Wow.
because I remembered it a little bit differently, but Ymir had the swap card where he could swap his hand with anybody in the group, and he chose Athena because she had one card left and ultimately won another game. So, Athena, just elaborate more on your frustrations with that.
I was so mad because, like the entire game, I never found a single shield. I never won anything. So, like, the entire game, I was always nervous I was going to go home. So, I'm just like, oh my God, it's Final Four. I might actually win something. And just as I get that little bit of hope I'm going to win, nope, Amelia Lily snatches it away from me and is like, no, you're not winning. And I was like, damn, I'm still
You
not
won the
winning
battle
something.
back.
That's true. That's the only thing I probably did win.
That was an important win.
Yeah,
That's true.
it got you all the way to the final four.
That is true.
He's on a winning streak, and I believe he interrogates Sibo.
No, he just picks me to
No.
go home.
He
Yeah,
doesn't interrogate me because at that time everyone already knew I was a guest, so I think he just went right for Athena. Because so here's what happened: we're sitting in the chairs, and me and Lee are trying to figure out how we could get out Ymir, and then he hears us say his name, so Ymir turns towards us, and we're like,
he's like,
whispering
wait,
behind, like,
yeah,
we're planning on voting out Athena, so go for Athena. So Ymir does, and he listens to us.
Yes, that's true. I remember he straight up skipped and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill Athena."
Exactly. I was so mad.
Because he thought we were talking about saving him, but we were trying to kill him.
Yeah, he was like, we're ending the game at 3. He's like,
Well,
we're
yeah,
ending
that's
the
what we
game at
said.
3. And he's like, killing Athena 100%. And he does it. And we're just like, ooh, okay. Like,
Yes, and so Athena ends up being the next one gone. Ymir cannot speak on his strategy much from his end, but Athena, what did that feel like for you being out?
Wait, before she starts, Athena, you need to do the emotion that you had behind it.
What was the emotion behind it?
You were so angry.
I was angry. Like, he got me so mad. I was like, dude, I hate you. I was like, I don't, because I haven't played games with him. And so, like, for him to do it, I'm just like, what? It's like, I wasn't even interrogating. He just like, you're dead. I'm like, what? You mean I'm dead? I was like, I'm so mad at you. I was like, what? I remember being so surprised. I was just like, I was like, what? Because he just said it. I'm just like, what? That's like, I couldn't. I was so mad.
And I think the Lost Files did get us a little recording of Matt and Athena's final words, so we'll probably insert clips here.
My social game, that's what gets me to the end. And that's why I made it to the Final Four, because of the social game, because I had those allies. I trusted them. I thought they trusted me. But apparently Emil didn't trust me because he just voted me out. But, I think they're great games. But since it's my first Modern Mystery game, so now I'm just like, I know, still to be myself. Maybe talk a little bit more, but still just be myself. Because being myself gets me to the end, because I'm 100% loyal. I'm faithful. I don't backstab people. I still think I did a great game. I love the experience, and it was fun. And if you ever want to invite me back, I'll always come back. Like, I love it. It's fun. It's great.
And will, because you're the battle back queen.
Thank you.
Athena, these are your final words. You played such a great game as well, and you were the only person to come back and make it this far. So congratulations to you, and you're the last woman standing as well.
So true. I remember what I do said from the game. I remember being like, I was 100% faithful. Like, if anyone remember from like episode 1 or 2, I was one of the most faithful. I do believe I was faithful throughout the entire game. I didn't backstab no one. I never killed anyone. Well, I guess in a way I kind of killed Lance in the whole Jenga game because I did pick him. But I ended up winning because he was in the end. But like, I do believe I was a faithful. I was true to who I was. I didn't like play dirty to get ahead, and I fought my way there, because I did find my way in the battle bag and stuff like that. But I was really proud of myself because I really didn't think I was going to make it that far. So for me to make it that far, I was very proud of myself and what I did. I was still mad that I wasn't interrogated, because I feel like if I was interrogated, I feel like I could have convinced Amir to vote out Lee instead of me. but sadly that was not the case, and I just ended up going home. But like, I was proud of making as proud of being the last woman standing and fighting, and yeah, I was very proud of myself, and I think it was fun, and yeah, I just liked it because in the end, I was who I was, and no one can say I wasn't, and that's what I'm proud of.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And we did have a Final Four little champagne popping moment. So congratulations again for making it to the top four. So we kept asking you guys, do we feel like there's a murderer? And you guys kept wanting to play games. So unfortunately, Athena, that was your final words on our show. Okay, now we're finally at the final juicy parts. And we have Lee, Sivo, and Imir. One murderer, two guests. How does this crumble? We end up asking again. Do we feel like there's any murderers in the room? And what do we say?
Well,
Yes.
Lee said yes because I was like, I like kind of whispered to him like I'm gonna feel bad because he just keeps begging, and I hate when he begs, but I always feel bad. So then Lee's like, "Fuck it," he put his hand up, and I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Lee?
Yeah, like I knew Sivo was a guess, but the way that like Amir was just like so hungry for the game to end, and it just didn't feel right. I thought it was going to be a vote, like because I knew Sivo and I were like 100% locked in with each other. But like when it was announced that there was a game that we had to play, like my heart like literally dropped to my butt. Like I'm just like, oh my God, like Amir is about to beat us and like freaking win this game. But like I felt like Amir was a murderer 100%, like at the final three. So I was just like, they're still a murderer. They're still a murderer.
Yes, and I remember again, it was spicy. It was a nail biter for sure because it was the final three. We had a little handheld maze, and we did two rounds where
Yes.
you guys were all playing solos.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, was dropped the first round.
Yes.
Sivo and Imir got it first. They ended up going head to head, and it was really, really close again. But the winner of the final game was Sivo. Congratulations, Sivo. How did that feel for you?
It felt good. I just secured my ticket to the final. I was excited. I was ecstatic, but then I realized, shit, I gotta make another decision now.
Yes, I believe you got to hear their case, and you ultimately
Yeah.
made the decision.
So I heard their cases, and like I said in a few episodes, me and Lee didn't always have the best history based on another game we played in the past. But we kind of put differences aside this game, and we actually, after he voted me in to go against Patricio, but like we did work past
Sorry.
that. We did work past that and everything. But then something still was rubbing me wrong with Amir because during his speech, instead of making like the we statements and stuff like that, he made more so I statements. Like, when I win, I'll share the money with you. I just want the title. So you're basically telling me that you're a murderer by using these I statements. When you win, you want the title. You will share the money. So that's basically saying that you're a murderer, and then that's when I go on and have to tell him, like, you lied to me throughout this whole game. You lied to everybody, even though you kept, like, how you even saw, oh, I swear to God, I swear to God, I swear to God, and everything else. But I did tell them, as soon as Foster revealed as a guest, I'm coming for you. Like, that's it. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I decided I had to go with Imir to murder, and I decided to keep Lee safe and bring Lee with me to the final two.
What's up, y'all? It's Amir. I just want to give a big thank you to everybody who tuned in to Murder Mystery Manor and watched me play that game. It was truly, truly, truly an honor to be there. Kevin worked so hard to put that game together, and everybody had a blast. It was truly just the most fun time ever. And for me to be such a huge Survivor fanatic and enjoy this game as much as I did really speaks volumes. And I hope that everybody out in the LRG world applies to season 2 and everyone just continues to tune into season 2 and make this an even bigger experience. While I was in that house, I was not sure what to do. But for the first time in these games ever, I calmed down, and this was the best performance that I had in LRG. Unfortunately, I was taken out by the end of the game because of something that I did in another game. And that was probably the biggest pill to swallow. On top of that, one of my better friends in the LRG community is the one that did it and made it feel like really personal. That was like the only bad thing that I left the game with, but everything else was just like a huge honor and huge blessing. Like coming out of what was it, season 18 of the Caucus Challenge into that game, I had a lot to prove about myself as a strategic player and that I'm not a crash out individual, and that is particularly harmful to be wearing as a badge, especially as a black man in these like LRGs. And I am representing a lot more than a lot of other people do. So yeah, like it was really like a good time, and that's really all I have to say about this experience. Is that it was a good time, despite the drama and the intensity and everything that you guys got to watch. Like all of that stuff was real. I'm not sure who was playing it up for the camera, but from my experience, everything was real. From everything that was there, it was just very real. But like that game, I truly left feeling redeemed and confident in myself. And I just want to say to the entire world that anybody who plays an LRG with Imir, you have a huge force in front of you. I'm a force to be reckoned with, and I'm very, very proud to say that I found that confidence in this Murder Mystery Manor game. And it's not something that it's not a confidence that I had before. I always knew that there was a deep, big strategic player inside of me. But it was like finally this game that I saw the results of that. I almost won it had it not been for Lee and Stevo clocking me. Had it not been for Lee clocking me and Stevo executing on it, I would have won that game and left as the sole champion, the sole murderer. I'm so glad that I got to be picked as a murderer because that was the best thing for me there. I made really good connections, nice strategic moves, chef's kiss of a move, and it was just, it was awesome. And I would do it again and again and again and again and again. I'm going to continue to play these LRGs and games, especially like this, until you see me on the big screens of Survivor on CBS, and I might still play them even after that. Thank you so much to Kevin and the entire production team. I can't wait to see what happens from the producer side or the player side. They bring me back, and I love you all. And as always, I'm your Black Boy Joy. And yeah, you ain't getting rid of me. Peace.
And Lee, how did that make you feel that he chose you to go to the end?
Oh my God, it felt great. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe it. But like it was just like watching those two go at it, like it was amazing. Like it was just like great, like reality television because it was just like like a like tennis match. But like when he picked me, like I was ecstatic. I'm just like, oh my God, like I just won. Like it felt great. Like I didn't think I was gonna win this game at all. Like I don't know like how I made it to final 2, final 3, but like it felt good. It felt good.
I do remember standing there, and before we announced if we thing, I said I was a guest, and I look over at Lee, and Lee's just looking at me like, and then he kind of looks away, and I was like, "Motherfucker! I hope you didn't lie to me. If you lied to me, I'm gonna be so mad at you."
Yes, and it is revealed because Imir is the final person out of the game that he is a murderer, and everyone can chime in on here. But Sivo and Lee, I need your opinions on that first.
Like we said,
Yeah.
like we kind of had that inkling that he was.
Yeah,
We
he was
couldn't
just
get
so
him out.
nervous. He gave himself up. Like I think like the end game, like he just because he had me as an ally up until like he just was just like so nervous and just like so ready to end the game and just like very antsy. Offering to like give up his money to us that he was gonna win. Like it was just he was just doing too much. So like I wasn't surprised that he was revealed as a murderer.
And I think once like after the whole Foster thing, and then when he went and then asked me about the whole Gabby thing, do I trust Gabby? And I said yes, and he still killed her. That kind of solidified it, and that just was a nail in the coffin with him. But like, it was just like for some reason he was like one of those like little like an infestation that you just can't get rid of. You're trying so hard to get rid of this bug, but it's not going away. It's like stuck in the corner that you can't reach because you're too short. And it was just there, and then eventually it fell to the ground, and that's when we had to make our move.
Understood. And I know Amir's probably busy, or I know he had a tough time from this game because he did make it so far. This was the farthest placement that he's gotten, and
Yeah.
unfortunately came just a little
Hopefully,
short.
that's not an
Yeah.
excuse. He could have showed up on the Zoom.
And he could have made confessionals also.
He could have, but I
Drag him.
understand if it hits a hard place. But
And wait, can we just clarify? During the game, I was a lot harsher going at Amir for the final two. I said some really bad things to him also, but we're not going to get into that here.
You better apologize. You haven't
an
already.
apology, maybe.
No, we
Mhm.
spoke after the game. We spoke after the game, and it was in the heat of the moment. Because if I bring up this, I already told Kevin what it was, and he remembered. He's like, "Yeah, don't say it on live." So I'm not. We're on a good term now,
Good,
but I
good.
do think like
Good.
he did take the game like hard in a sense. Like you said, it was the farthest he
Yeah.
made the game,
He was so
and he was
close.
doing good too. But I think once I survived the murder and I didn't get murdered, that's when he started freaking out, and like that's when he lost it.
Yes, I agree. He did play an amazing game, though. We are missing him now, and I hope he understands that he was an amazing murderer, an
He
amazing.
was
He was. I
100%.
mean, he definitely played a better game overall. But at the end, he kind of lost it because he was so
Yeah.
close that he
Yeah.
gave himself up. He's like, me, when I win. And I was like, what do you mean when you win? When he knew he was getting close to winning, he fumbled the bag when he kept saying, I. When I win this game, you know what I mean?
He made
That
a
he was
lot of I
saying.
statements in his final speech as
And
opposed
he's
to
like, if
we.
I win, I'll split the money with you guys. Like,
Yeah.
why would you
No, he
split the
said
money?
when I
Oh, I didn't
win,
even
I
think
just
about
want the
that.
title.
Before we get to finishing that conversation and congratulating the winners, we'll just get to a couple of questions that we got for the cast. Right now, we have a question for Gabby, which was, what qualities helped you navigate the game?
I was just being myself. I wasn't trying to, I was trying to play a loyal game. I think sometimes playing a loyal game um, punishes you at the end of things.
She's
I
giving
feel
away
like
her strategy.
no, it's not strategy. It's just like I like to be honest when I play a game. Like there's no need to be malicious. Obviously it's a game and there's some lying aspects to it, especially if you're a trader. But I wasn't, so I was just being me. I was just
Mhm.
like Athena said, like I'm just being myself. Like she was being herself, and it got her to where it got her. You know what I mean? Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it works, and sometimes playing a loyal game doesn't always benefit you. And I honestly, my number ones were Athena and Sivo, and I think that's what helped as well. Is just having them two as people that I knew I can trust. I can trust in entirely.
Thank you, Gabby. And this next question, actually, both questions came from Pretty in Pink slash Rotisserie. For Sivo or Colin, they said, how does it feel to go from hosting a game to playing a game?
So hosting is a completely different aspect than competing. Like you should know, Kevin and Gabby. Hosting, you're more so just trying to make sure the game's going smoothly, making sure the contestants are having fun, enjoying themselves, and your focus is solely more so on the contestants and the rules and formats. And when you are playing the game, you're playing because you're competing. You're trying to win now. You're trying to do what everyone else was just doing. So I think, in a sense, that's like the main difference is when you're competing, the other one, you're trying to make sure the competitors are safe and everything. But Gabby could also answer that, and you too, Kevin, because you guys did the same thing, competing and hosting.
I think competing's more fun. I think hosting could be a little bit stressful because you want to make sure everyone's okay, everyone's being fed right, that the games are working properly, and if there are mistakes in the games, redo them and make sure everybody has a fair opportunity to win. So I think that's the difficult part of hosting. Also, sometimes you gotta like if you host with Colin, sometimes you need to calm him down because he likes to party all the time and he goes crazy and it gets all the cats crazy. It is like, calm down, people.
No, but that was fun though. They enjoyed it.
Yes, I know, but there's a place and time for it. Sometimes it's like we got to finish this game. But other than that, it's fun to do both.
Thank you, Rotisserie, for the questions. Let me go ahead and while we wait for Lee, let me ask Noah. Now that we have you on, everyone, welcome Noah.
Hi,
Oh,
Noah.
look at you. You get hotter every time I see you. It's
I'm
unfair.
3 weeks sober. No.
And Noah, I'm intrigued to hear a little bit about your story. We didn't get much as your exit, but on last episode, we did see you get stabbed by a fellow murderer, Lance. What was going through your head in that moment?
Fuck you, man. Like, literally, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Like, don't bite the fucking hand that feeds you. Because realistically, it was between him and Gabby. Because so us murderers got a text saying that we can recruit or kill. And we decided to recruit somebody. And we misread it and thought we had to recruit 2 people. So we originally recruited Gabby and Lance. And I don't know why we decided to go with Lance. I think it was just like Amir said it first, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll back him up. Let's go, Lance, whatever, I'm fine with it. But in thinking long term, I feel like for my game, I should have went with Gabby because then Gabby would have then had to turn on her closest allies and brought me into that circle,
Mhm.
which would have probably gotten me to the end, and me and Gabby winning. But let bygones be bygones. But no, it was interesting. I feel like I was a little too confident going out, because I had successfully set up Luigi, which I really feel bad about setting him up. But I set him up perfectly because he did like him and the other. Who was the other murderer? It was me, him,
Amir.
Amir, and
Aaliyah.
That's what I can say your name.
Yeah,
Aaliyah
Leah
didn't do
too.
shit. Oh, I'm so sorry. Aaliyah didn't do shit. Like, it was frustrating because me and Amir, like, the task that we were given was we had to place a sticker or something on
Behind someone's back, but
yeah,
everyone
on
didn't
somebody's
leave the
back.
sofa. But that's when you
And
were doing the trader on trader, and the only 2 people that didn't leave that sofa was Amir and Luigi. So that was the
Mhm.
no, Amir had left. Me and Amir were out front. Luigi was the only one who didn't leave the sofa, but everybody else like wouldn't leave that like living room area. The only person who was really walking around were me, Amir, and Karina outside. And so and Amir's like, do we kill Karina? And we're like, no, we can't kill Karina because if Karina goes back in, it's going to obviously be Amir.
looked like it was you two, yeah.
So it's going to look like it's us two. But like I think everybody did get up at some point and like maybe go into the kitchen and come back, but they didn't.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, they
it
didn't
was
go
still
far.
in
It
front
was
of
very
everybody.
quick.
The only person who never left the couch was Luigi. So I knew in my head, okay, I'm gonna set this motherfucker up. I'm gonna go to Civo and be like, well, why didn't the murderers like successfully kill somebody? Because
But why
nobody
out of
left
all
the
the
couch.
traders, why did you target Luigi though?
Because he was the only one I could like who like
Because he had a prior relationship with Amir.
yeah,
Well, we know that.
I had a prior relationship with Amir, but also he was the perfect person to blame because I let Civo come to the conclusion that it was Luigi who never left the couch. So I
Okay.
continued to repeat it and continue to feed in to the
That
misinformation
theory.
I was
Hmm.
feeding Civo that when you came into the conversation and Civo's like, you tell him. I'm like, no, 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 you tell her. And so Civo starts to tell you, I'm like hyping him up, I'm backing him up.
Yeah.
So
But then I
then,
also told her that Amir didn't leave the couch because I remember Amir not leaving that couch.
Yeah, he barely
no,
left.
he barely left, but I do remember him leaving because me and him had a conversation out front. Because him and I were the only ones. We would walk back and forth. And I do remember that. And then I remember like when it came down to when me and you, Gabby, had to question somebody, I was
Hmm.
like, I don't know, like
I
suspicion.
wanted to put a mirror in, but then I was like, you know what? I said I was gonna play, bygones with him. So I was like, okay, and then let's not do him. And then we were questioning what I think was it Foster we were questioning after that?
Matt.
Yeah. And I was
Oh
like,
no,
that
it was
doesn't
Matt.
make sense.
We
It
knew
was
it was
Matt.
Matt, so it was just like that, and then we deviated to Luigi.
Yeah. But I was like trying to push Luigi without pushing him. So I was trying to like steer you in that direction. So that
Yeah,
way
but you were like going for it. I was like, okay, Koa, you make the decision. Because that's the one thing. It's fun winning events and whatever, and but the difficult part is the decision making. It's like who do you roll out? You know.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's why I
it was
let Lance
fun.
win that round. I was like, Lance, you can have it. You could kill somebody.
But it's funny because I kill Luigi, Lance kills me.
It was all
Lance kills
trader
me
on
right after.
trader.
It was just trader on trader on trader crime. Look kinky if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
And now, after all of that being said and watching it all back, do you feel a way about being bamboozled by Noah's lies, or were you just
No,
happy
it's
that
part of
either
the
way?
game. It's part of the game. It's fine.
I know it better be, bitch.
But fuck you. You know I love you.
Yeah.
Either way, if you were listening to him or following your gut with Ymir, you were in the right direction. So kudos to you on that.
I knocked. Like I had a few. I knew at least 3 on top of my head, and everybody was like, "No, it's not it." I was like, "Okay, whatever."
Right. Okay, so we actually don't have Lee on here at all, but I'll take this time for you guys to, if you guys have seen something in the show that didn't make it, if you guys want to just elaborate more on any strategies that you had, anything that got left unnoticed, feel free to take the floor.
I clocked
Win.
Aaliyah round 1, and everyone still voted out Santiago. Matt.
It always goes to me as if there weren't 6 other people that voted for
Well,
it.
because the other boys were voting out Aaliyah. Then I went up to Matt. I was like, Matt, she was looking at her phone. It
Listen,
said murderer.
he did it to
We
himself,
need to vote for her.
and for the
And
safety
he
of the house,
said,
we needed to get him out.
I'll think about it. And he said, Santiago. I was like, bitch, we could have got a trade of the first round.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it wasn't.
Yeah,
too
I
cowboyed
understand that, but on a personal level, it just didn't feel like after seeing the way he treated Karina, I just like I
Yeah,
couldn't morally justify. It felt like
agreed.
I don't blame people for wanting to use him in the game, but for me personally, I just didn't want to like. I would have felt like I was condoning bad behavior. And
Absolutely agree with that.
For the sake,
You were jumping on the floor, rolling
He's
around.
hot and he has morals, guys.
Yes, he has morals, and that's what
And
it
he's
was
hot.
at
You
the end of
got
the
the hot
day.
part.
Oh, Koa, you missed it. He's going to throw out his cowboy boots.
You want to throw in cowboy boot? Wait, no. Show us some
He
guns.
said no.
me?
Show us some guns. Yes, you.
Oh, no, Matt,
I
keep
do
your
a
shirt on.
striptease.
Yes. We want to see them guns.
Keep your clothes on. There you go.
I wish I could just take the sleeve part off and just. I hit the gym. I went to the gym today.
Look, you guys can have your personal one-on-one chat later.
You see, but he's
Okay,
getting bulky
okay.
now. Look, he's ready for
And-
next season.
What? There's so much. There's so
So I
much
guess
happening.
that's a question. Sorry, let's actually first let's introduce Will. He just made it inside, so hello, Will.
Will.
Well,
Hey girls, I'm driving. That's why my
Hi,
my
Diva.
videos and all.
Thank you for stopping by. Either way, really quick, Matt. That question: would you ever do the caucus challenge?
Oh my God! Yeah. When is the next When is the season happening with new people? Because I want to be on it. I mean, I'd probably suck, but I still want to do it.
Every year, every year.
You got to
would
be
so-
careful
I'd be
because
so
people
down.
be fucking in the caucus challenge, and you're like a nice little twink. They're gonna like
he's
you, babe.
mine.
Don't
Nah.
like you.
That white boy is mine.
Stop.
Wait, what happened to Andre? Wait a minute.
Who? He has like 5 other people. He fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh God.
Well,
No naming names.
our nurse Will. I know you were let go the episode previous to this last episode, but care to share any bit of your story? Anything that we didn't see, or anything you want to talk about? I know you had some beefs and whatnot throughout the season, so feel free. The floor is yours.
Yeah, no, it's funny, like right when I got on, like Matt, really summed it up, and that like I didn't vote for Santiago that round because I didn't realize people were actually doing it. Because I would have jumped on that fucking bandwagon quick, but I was like, I think I was like standing next to Lance, and I was like, Aaliyah, and he was like, sure, whatever. Because like I didn't want to be the one where like I was the only one that voted for Santiago, and then
Oh,
I would have
definitely
been.
wasn't gonna be.
Well, I just didn't know because like we weren't allowed to talk, and then like the people next to me didn't say his name, so I was like, in my mind, I'm like, if I'm the only one that puts his name down, I'm going to become the new Karina, and I'm not going to handle it. I'm not going to handle it the way she did, and I'm going to fucking punch him, and I'm going to get kicked the fuck
Well,
out because I
Karina
would
was
have.
very close to doing that. We had
No,
to
I know,
calm her
but she
down.
handled it way better than I did because
Hey,
like
hey,
it was
Boo,
multiple
stop
times.
talking.
It would have been one time for him to come after me, and it would have been a wrap. Because me and him actually never even talked. Like we had that weird little beef like in the group chat before the game, and then he never even actually said hi to me when he got in the house. And then the only time he actually like spoke words to me was when he's like, he like was vaping, and I was like, oh, that smells nice. What's that? And he was like, oh, it's mango. You want to hit? And I was like, no, I'm good. And that was literally the only time we actually spoke face to face in the game. So if he like started on me like Karina, I would have been kicked out. So that's why I was like, I'm not writing the name down because I'm gonna get kicked out if he starts. And then it ended up being a close vote because I was like, no, if anyone told me his name, I would have been like, oh fuck yeah, I would have jumped on it. But it was still a gag that it was a close vote though.
But also, Matt, I also told Will what I saw about Aaliyah.
Oh, about
Like,
the yeah.
the text.
Yeah, but see, like, Sivo, the thing is, you like to stir shit. So when you told me that, I was like, oh, he's stirring shit. Like, I didn't immediately trust it because it's a very you thing to, like, stir and make shit up like that. So obviously you were correct, but, you know.
The other thing too I'll say about that is because I mean the thing is like even though I felt confident Santiago was a guest and not a murderer, there's also this piece of it that like I didn't trust. Sometimes just because someone's a guest doesn't mean that they're a guest who's on your side. Like I didn't feel like Santiago was someone who would have wanted to work with me because he was one of
Right.
I was one of several people that he snapped at like that night. So like not that he necessarily would have even remembered that, but I was, but I just I didn't want to work with him. So like there was a strategic aspect of it for my game, and I did want to work with you, Sivo, from the beginning. But it was too early to like really put somebody's game before myself at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was screwed either way because I think even if I had made up with Lance, I feel like he still would have taken me out where he did. Because I think I was like, I just didn't have a working relationship with him in the game. So, like I said, he took me out because I didn't, quote unquote, kiss the ring and like sniff his ass. But I feel like if I did it, I feel like he still would have taken me out no matter what. So I think I was fucked either way because I was a hothead. Basically, I should have taken Aaliyah out and sat there like a cute little princess and been like, "Oh, okay, thanks guys for throwing me in. I have no problems with it." And that's just not me. I can't kiss the ring. I can't kiss ass. That's just not my vibe. I'm so happy with the game I played, and I'm glad I got to like. I don't think it really changed anything. Like on my way out, I'm like, "Why would you take me out? I'm very obviously a guest. Why would I tell these people like?" The format, like we should keep them in the dark if I was a fucking murderer. I don't think that really probably put anyone on Lance's scent, but I'm glad I got to say it. And then he ended up taking on the challenge anyway, so it didn't really matter.
I love that you replaced the term "kiss ass" with "sniff my ass." That was one of the craziest things I've ever heard, and I loved it.
I personally like Lance, but he's one of those like a kiss on the ass ain't good enough for him. Like you got to get fucking in there, give a little kiss, rim it a little bit, like that, and then he's happy with you.
Oh my god, it's a family show.
I had no idea.
Well, I have a
no
question
fucking
for you.
family show. What the fuck are you talking about?
We're getting pulled off the air right now.
All right, it won't work.
My question is to whoever thinks Will was, but did anyone before Will made his announcement as a guest think that Will was a murderer?
No.
I did. At one point, I did because I remember thinking, because of the handprints on the mirror, I remember trying to remember who went upstairs for part of on Friday night. I remember Will went upstairs for a while, so I did think it was him.
I got something to
solely
say about
based on that, but I also wasn't going to be the one to throw his name out or take him out because he was like the only person I had met before. So I was like, well, if he is a murderer, at least I feel like he's going to keep me safe. So I wasn't going to go after him, but I did think that if he and I were at the end together, that I would probably cut him at some point.
I do have to say something about the handprints because y'all just bitches weren't fucking paying attention. We literally went in one after another, literally back to back to back in front of like everybody, and did the handprint.
I know.
Well,
when I was watching
in my
the footage,
defense-
I was like, "How did we not fucking catch that. And for me, like, I went to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, the bloody handprints. This is a cute little, like, thing. I thought it was just decoration that Kevin forgot to
Yeah.
fucking put
I
up.
agree. I thought it was decorations too because I was
My
downstairs
thing,
and when I went up, that's when it was up.
me, Aaliyah, Jimena, and Karina, we were drinking and then we were going outside to hang out.
You drinking?
No, not really drinking. Sorry, sipping. Yeah. Oh, so Gabby, I got a question for Gabby. Can I ask Gabby a question, Kevin?
Sure.
Gabby, they converted you to a traitor. What would have been your final two?
I would have told you that they converted me just so we can like analyze the situation. I think it would have been me and Koa.
Damn right.
Don't lie. Don't lie to him now because you
No,
told
no,
me.
I'm serious. I think it would have been me or Koa, or the other scenario would have been to see if you can win solo, and then split the money between you and me, and have you take the win.
Or you just take the win for yourself and the money and take me.
Yeah, well, either or, yeah. Between those three, I think.
I like the first option better.
I like the second too.
Well, it would have been one of those because honestly, I
the
don't know.
second one
Like,
came
I'm just
true.
thinking about it
So
right now.
her second wish came true. I won.
Okay, and before Noah was revealed, did anyone think that Noah was a murderer?
Me.
No, you did not.
No, because remember when Kevin called you and said who came in the house first? Me and you were talking about it, and I was like, it's probably going to be something about why is he taking notes, and it's probably going to be something about murderers. And then because when Gabby got there, I told her I was like, Kevin was on the phone with Koa and asked about who came in the house first, and so I think that means when he said, "Are you sure you came in the house first?" That means that the first person who entered the house is probably going to be a murderer. I know I
No,
told that to
because
Gabby,
if
and
you
I
were
think I
paying
mentioned that to
attention,
Athena also.
if you were paying attention, he asked everybody in what order did they come into the house.
Bro,
So it
remember,
was
me and
just
you were the first two there, and then we called him on the phone,
yes.
and then
But
he told you
then
to take
later
order of everyone
said,
else who comes in.
but then
But when he first said it to us, he's like, "Are you sure Koa walked in the house first?" And
Civo,
we
no
said yes.
Civo. If he's asking us, hey, I need you to take order of everybody who comes into the house and which order. No shit, one of us is going to be
He didn't
first.
say that. He didn't say it that
He
way,
was.
though. He didn't
He
say that.
generally
He said
asked
it that
us.
way
He
after.
generally asked us.
After he said, "Are you sure you want in
Civo, put
first?"
down the
Then
bottle,
he told you
baby.
to.
Put down the
He
bottle.
said it. So why would I tell Gabby and Athena that you went in the house first, and he said that on the phone?
Because who else was going to be in the house first, Casper? He needed the order of
Maybe.
everybody going into the house. Civo.
Hello, but remember, we got there before production got there.
I
You
know
called him
that.
on the phone because the owner of the house, said to. You called him, and then he's like, when you put him on speaker, he said, "Which one of you guys entered the house first?" You said you. He said, "Are you sure?" And then you said yes, and I agreed with you because you did. So that's
Yes.
why. Well, then he
So
said,
then
"Can you
he
take
could
a
put
list
my
of
name
everyone
for
else who
number
gets there?"
one, and
But
then he could put your name for.
before he even said anything about the list,
But
he
he
said.
mentioned. He
Then
literally mentioned the
after
list
we
a little
agreed
bit
with it,
after.
after he said that, he said, "Can you make a list of everyone else who gets there?" So why wouldn't he say, "Can you just make a list of everyone who walks in the house in the order," instead of just saying, "Are you sure you walked in first?" Because
Because
if
we
he
were
would
the
just
first
told you
one.
make a list, then you could just write a list and put your name at the top without even having us question how we walked in the house. He could just said, "Hey, can you guys just make a list of the order people walk in the house?"
Okay, so it's your world.
I will say I had suspicion on Koa because you like released the hint that like something about setting up decorations, and I was pretty early, and I remember walking in, it was just Koa, Aaliyah, and Jimena, I believe. So it was like when you said about the decorations, I was like, ooh, one of those three. But then when Aaliyah like officially got out and revealed her role, then I was like, oh, okay, that made sense. And then I was off of Koa.
Yeah, but no one ever suspected me otherwise. I gave no treacherous behavior. Did I?
No, no, you did not. And then I started
Exactly.
believing you that you were good when you got Luigi out. I started believing you that you were good though.
I knew if I got him out, you'd believe me. I was playing checkers, not chess.
Yeah, because at first you were like me and Tivo because like the little devious thing that you were doing with what's her name? I can't think of her name.
Amanda trying to get
Amanda,
her
the
to
nurse.
vote me out
We're
and
like,
sus
okay,
me.
well, we gotta take him out now because
Okay,
he's plotting.
Amanda's my girl, okay? Amanda could have asked me to crawl on all fours and bark, and I would have. Y'all don't know who Amanda is.
Can you do it for Matt?
I'll do way more for Matt. Believe me.
So because of that, we
God,
had
it's getting hot in
discussions
here.
about possibly like trying to get rid of you. But then, when we had the conversation, we're like, okay, that it is what it is.
We would have wanted to get rid of Amir first before you anyway.
That's true.
I'm just say, getting rid of me in any game never works out for the people who get rid of me. Maybe except Kevin. Other than that,
Oh,
getting
Lance
rid
is
of me in
here.
any.
Oh my God,
Lance is here.
Lancey!
So, Lance, I really want to hear from you. We just had your last bits from last episode as well.
I want to know
Windows,
what
yeah.
his reasoning for interrogating me and taking me out. Only for you to turn around and get out your damn self.
I got out on my own doing, and because Gabby, you touched it with 2 fingers, but we're gonna leave that alone.
I don't care. I'm just
Well,
glad I got taken out by Lance. Like,
Lance should be
to be
talking to
honest.
Athena. Athena is the one who called you out.
And Noah, it was said that it was a lot of karma going on with the murderer on murderer, actions.
Yeah.
So I think it was karma.
I think it was karma. But ain't nothing but love for Lance. If I got taken out by anybody, I'm glad it was somebody as decorative as Lance. Because playing with you, like seeing you on the cast was actually really cool. It was really great to like actually get close to you and learn who you are as a person. And not
listen to Zay.
And not just what. Don't say that shit. Don't start shit, Silo. I'll slap the fuck out of you. But not just like what other people say or like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's what I tell people all the time. It's best that they learn someone for themselves instead of making their opinions based on other situations people dealt with. Because I ride for my allies, and just like I rode for my allies up until that point. But once I became a murderer, it was like, hey, I want to win the game for myself.
Exactly.
And was everybody shocked to know that Lance was a guest turned murderer?
I didn't think he was turned murderer because I thought he was just playing the same way like when he was helping
traitor from the
everybody.
get.
Because he was still helping, even though he was a murderer, he was still helping Lee and everything. So he was still playing the same way he did.
You expected that.
Yeah, Lance did a great job of not freaking out or acting different when he became a murderer.
very
Like he
true.
really kept a cool head, and so props for that because I don't know that I could have done that. I think I would have subconsciously been looking at the game totally differently and acting different. So
AKA Amir. You could tell me that I clocked Amir and Cole from moment one. I didn't even know Cole before this game, but I just felt a different sense of energy. And then also, like, with how everything transpired the first couple rounds, I was like, oh yeah, I know who the murderers are. Simple and plain. But they were kind of like my traitor, my like murder angels, because I don't think Amir was ever really coming for me. And Cole and me had a good rapport up until that point. So I think I was in a good spot, and that's why they recruited me over Gabby, even though that Cole really wanted Gabby.
Yeah. But no matter what, I wouldn't regret the decision.
Kevin.
Everything played out as it should have.
4 minutes.
This was just a very fun game.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a little funner for other people if it wasn't for the drama that we had the first day, because it did ruin some people's experiences.
Do you think that did ruin your experience? Do you think that
No.
did? Any game has that kind of drama.
No. I
Trust me,
just
that's
know
why.
because of the whole, Santi situation, some people didn't really. Some people, it was their first LRGs. It was my second one. For some people, because of his behavior, it kind of rubbed their LRG experience the wrong way, even though I know it's not our fault or production's fault or anything like that. But it did, on some individuals I spoke to said that they didn't really get to enjoy it as much because of what happened the first day.
I mean, if they can't handle that, they really can't handle some real
Exactly.
juicy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This kind of game, they can't handle that.
and that was the thing I went into it because I know like in games I have usually been like not as like outlandish as him, but I'm usually like labeled as the villain. That's why this time I want to rewrite my story as well as play like the game that people need to see. Like when I play COD, it's horrible. But when I came here, I want to show like, hey, if you really dig deep into my gameplay on Caucus Challenge, I really roll for my allies, created bonds, made groups, and it just don't always work for the people. Some people
Yeah.
because they're that it crew or they're the whatever. But I'm happy the game I played, and I'm happy Kevin gave me a chance to come show a different side of Lance, and I'm happy I also want to be a murderer because I want to be a murderer from moment one. To be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Would you
me.
ever do caucus again?
Just wait and see. Don't let the rumors of what you think you know about me stop me from playing where my roots is. So don't think that just because I could possibly be on the reality show that I wouldn't be back for something else. So,
Guys, I want to take these last 2 minutes to congratulate our winners, Sivo and Lee, our remaining. And now, Sivo, if you have any final words, this is your moment. You finally have this grace in Dre Media where they have a win for you. So I'm
finally. I know. And now I'm one of the best. And that's crazy because I made it to the end. I never thought I was going to win a game, but I did. So I'm happy and I'm keeping that win. I'm going to rub it in. I still talk to Gabby about it and Athena that I won. And I rub it in Amir's face whenever I can, just for fun.
Me when I'm delusional.
Hey, but it was fun, and I'm glad I got to play. And maybe you'll see me again for another game.
Yes, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for Lee. If anybody would like to share any of Lee's accomplishments, he played a very great game as well as a guest.
Yes, Lee was great.
Lee's takeout of Athena, brutal.
It killed me.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I love you guys. Thank you guys again for this amazing project. It was a great one and done first season. Hopefully it never happens that way again. On to better things.
And to commemorate.
Yes.
Also, let's all give Kevin a hand for being the best host ever.
Yes.
So awesome. None of this could have happened without you, man. So thank you for setting this game up for us.
To get all the juiciness.
Guys, well, that's a wrap on season 1 of Murder Mystery.
Woo!
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, take off your shirt. Who said that?
Just rip it off.
Clothes on.
Thank you all for stopping by.
Matt, Athena, will see you in Code Red.
It's good to see you guys. Take care, everyone.
You're swearing and making all these comments. They're all empty, like they were before in the past. Like clearly, it's over. It's done. We won. You lost. That's it.
I did not think me and Amir were good together, but I bonded the fuck with that motherfucker. I was scared, and we had.
Did I say anything rude to you or rude about you? No, I didn't. That's fine. So let you. Okay, so spend your little under $50. That'll be a good time. Okay, I will. I'll have the best time ever. It'll be great. I will. Great.
Best time ever was $150.
Yeah, best time ever was $150. There we go. Hey.
No, y'all, come on, guys. It's something y'all need to do. Y'all need to talk to the men, but I don't want y'all to lose your friendship over this game.
I'm not gonna lose my friendship. I'm gonna get over. Like it's just he's acts like he's a child. Like it's so. I act like I'm a child.